heat up down here, what does this thing do? Stops turning, and you stop making what? And you stop living. It's that simple. I'm going to show you in just a second how fast it is. I need to borrow maybe Dante. Give me a Vons plastic shopping bag and a roll of duct tape. Okay? So, if a bunch of these hydrogen protons accumulate down here, you know you're going to die, right? You don't want hydrogen protons to sit around here, isn't that right? You always want these to leak through here, so this is always spinning, right? So, how are we going to get rid of all these hydrogen protons? Oh, that's easy. You guys remember in your chemistry class? There's a hydrogen proton, and there's a hydrogen neutron. Forget the neutrons. Hydrogen proton, hydrogen neutron, and a hydrogen electron. That makes it whole again, doesn't it? If we take the electrons, well, look at them right here, look at them. If we take the electrons and reunite them with the protons, and we take two hydrogens and rebuild it again, and take the two hydrogens and put them with an oxygen, what is two hydrogens and an oxygen called?
Water.
H2O, it's called water. And so therefore, now that you've made water, now water goes away because it's used to make cytoplasm, it's used to go do so many other things in the body. And now this is how you're getting rid of hydrogen protons down here. Does that make sense? So then we're going to work backwards. What's the key element that makes this entire thing work? As a matter of fact, the best way to ask that question is to show you this one right here. What's the key element, and it's not listed on this PowerPoint, what's the key element that makes this whole thing even work to begin with? No. Watch. Watch this. I'm going to take away oxygen. Jenny, I'm going to put a plastic bag over your head. Dante's going to duct tape it around your neck. What are you craving now? Sugar or oxygen? Jenny, let's work backwards. We're going to take the oxygen away and tell me what's going to accumulate now.
Hydrogen.
No.
Hydrogen.
A bunch of them. And when a bunch of these accumulate down here, are these going to want to come down here? What's going to happen to this? When it stops spinning, what stops getting made? And guess what happens to you? Well, in 4 minutes, you get irreversible brain death. Guess what happens to you in about, anybody in here can hold your breath for 2 minutes? Anybody?
No.
Anybody can hold your breath for a minute, 30 seconds? I think you probably could. If I brought it up, yeah. Hold your breath for a minute. Okay. After a minute, 30 seconds, minute 45, 2 minutes, guess what's going to happen to you? You're unresponsive. You're on the floor, you're out. You're not breathing anymore. And you know what's going to happen after 4 minutes? Irreversible brain death. You know what's going to happen after about 11 to 15 minutes? You're going to go into cardiac arrest. You're going to go into ventricular fibrillation or maybe even asystole. You know what's going to happen?